CloudWatch and AWS three-tier architecture.
No, sir.
Sorry.
Actually, I did not practice it. I have to practice it. I'll practice it tomorrow, sir.
Yeah. So at least you need to practice it three-tier architecture so that that is end to end. It is going to be covered. Okay, from the beginning to end. So do not forget to do the answer. Okay. Now, before going to that DevOps topic, so I need to cover it two topics from AWS. One is for Lambda and CloudFormation. Okay, so this is a AWS native services. Why I need to cover this one? So this is kind of a Lambda, kind of a, it is a automation and developers who can write the code, upload it, and they can use it. I'm going to explain it. And CloudFormation is innovative tool for the, this is an infrastructure tool. So there is a CloudFormation and Terraform. There is a, both are infrastructure as a tool. Okay, so the difference you should know it. That is the reason I'm just picking up this cloud formation also. And this is a small topic. This is also it is required because so many people they will ask you to create a Lambda and how Lambda works as an infrastructure engineer, how you can able to use it as a automation uh, wise. So let's talk about first Lambda, then we'll go to maybe Terraform. So, what is Lambda? Why we are going to use it Lambda? What is the useful? Everything we talk about. Let's move on to the PPT. So, the Lambda. So, run the code without the server. Pay only for what you are going to use it. Okay. So, Lambda is a AWS serverless compute service. You write the code, and AWS is going to be run it. No servers to provision, no OS to patch, no capacity to plan. Lambda automatically scales from 1 to 10,000 plus concurrent execution in the seconds. So serverless does not mean no servers. It means you do not manage any servers. AWS handles all of that. Okay. So Lambda means you can just imagine that serverless. Okay. So you are not going to manage everything. So AWS is going to be manage it in the backend. Okay. So you need to just create a Lambda and write a code and run it. So write your code. So support for the Python, Node.js, Java, Go, Ruby, .NET. Okay. C language. So bring your own runtime also. This Lambda it is going to be supported. And the next one is package and deploy. So you can, whatever you have written the code, okay, you can just zip it, okay, or you can able to make it as a container images up to 10 GB or direct inline editor for the quick testing and event trigger it. So if you wanted to event triggers, S3, API Gateway, DynamoDB, SKS, CloudWatch, 200 plus event source wake up from the Lambda. So these are all the event trigger. For example, one service has to another service. Okay, you need to trigger it. Okay, then it will come into the picture. So pay per MS. Okay, pay only for the actual execution time. So in 1 millisecond increments, first 1 milli request slash per month for free. Okay, if you're going to use it per month, that is free. Okay, if you're going beyond that, you need to pay for it. And Lambda event source and triggers. Okay, so Lambda it is going to be supported. These are all API, HTTP, so storage events, messaging queue, and scheduled timer, database and streaming AWS services. So these are all the event sources it is going to be supported. So these are all where we can able to use it. I mentioned it here, and the events details, everything, you can just go through it. So Lambda execution model with lifecycle. So you download the code, start runtime, and run the init code. And the next one is invoke. This is going to be run handler function with event payload. This is going to be warning, container kept warning, reuse for the next request, and shutdown. Container terminated after the idle timeout. That is what it will do. So there is a cold start and warm start. Both also it is there. So you are going to initiate it first phase, and code it will download it. It will run the started, and it will take care of the handler the execution. And again here container already running, skip init, handler execution immediately. So this is a two-way result. So according to your requirement, you can able to use it. So the real world case Lambda where you are going to use it. So REST API backend. Okay, if you are using a backend, then you can use for Lambda image processing and chatbots with AI, right? So that is also you can able to use it. ETL data pipelines, scheduled task, and real-time notification. So these are all use cases in the real world. So that is all about the Lambda. So the simple way to tell explanation, it is just like a serverless. You can create it and you can run whatever the code, anything. Like if you wanted to run the any code, you can run it. So auto scaling pod, maintaining the infrastructure, patching, everything handled by your AWS. The simple way. So now let's jump to practical. So go to that search option again. Lambda, you can just type it. Do you have any doubts on presentation where you are not able to understand which slide?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'm just moving. So right now what I'm going to do, uh, before that, I need to create the IAM role. Okay. So why it is required IAM means, so my requirement is till now, what we have done it, we have created the EC2 machine from the console, right? So we are going to EC2 section and we are creating the EC2 machine. This is the one use cases we have done it, right? Manually we are doing, right? Manually means using the user interface we are doing, right? So how to do it? As an infrastructure engineer, you cannot go and do it manually every time, right? So how to do it using the Lambda function, right? So that is what I'm going to show it you. And before that, we need the IAM role. Okay. Just go to that roles, create the roles, select the services EC2 and go to next. So you need to attach the policy. I'm going to attach the policy because I wanted to create the EC2, right? I'll just make it EC2 and again, I'll just take it Lambda. Basic execution role policy. Okay. Okay. This too should be available. Let me add this. I'll call it as a Lambda role. So why it is required Lambda role means because we are integrating. That means from Lambda to we are trying to access our EC2. That is the reason if we create this role, automatically the role it will give the permission. Okay. Now what I'll do? I'll go to create a function. So here there is a three things, right? One is for container image. You can just use the images to run it, and there is a use blueprint. So there is a by default there is a multiples are there. Okay, that is default they have already created. Using that also you can able to use it. But my requirement is I wanted to create it my own function. So the function name I will call it as a EC2 launch or EC2 creations. right? So then let's use a Python. So let's use Python 3.14. Then come down below. So the permission it is required, just use it existing one, which is the one we have created. It's Lambda, right? Select it and go to create a function. So this is a simple way to create the Lambda function.
Sir, can you once again repeat, sir?
Yeah. Let me delete the function and okay. So what I'm trying to do here, so while creating the any of the functions, okay, the function means it, you are going to just create the one of the name, okay, in the Lambda we call it as the functions, anything. So multiple functions are there. One is for container images. Using the container images, the developer, they will write a code, they will make it as an image. Okay, so just upload these images and you can run it, the application. Other one is use blueprint. This is by default, it is already there. Some of the, you can call it as a, by default, they have already created the scenario based. Okay. For example, if you want S3 bucket, right? You can just use this one. So you will see that all the object details here. Okay. Same thing for uh, any kind of what is it? Let's see, any job details. Okay. If you want, or you wanted to send any logs to Splunk, schedule it. Okay. And you wanted to send an email. Okay. These are other things. If you wanted to send the logs to Sumo Logic, that is also, it is available. Okay. Many things are, these are all by default are there. Now I don't want this too because I wanted to create it my own code, right? So that is the reason I'm going to use it author from the scratch. Start with the simple code also. Okay. Now I'm using the function name called EC2 and I'm using Python 3.1.4. Okay. So then I'm going to use another role called Lambda, which is the one we created. So if you go to that advanced, okay. So I'll leave it as it is. Just create a function. So this, if we get same error, what we can do? Let's create it the default one. It is saying that the role defined for the function cannot be assumed by the Lambda. Let's see it. If the same error, yeah, same error coming, right? So what we can do? Let's use a create role. Just copy this entire name, create a function. So once it is created, go back to the roles, just search the role, just open it and just add the permission. That's it. Okay. So this is by default taken by your uh, Lambda. Okay. And I'll just test it one more call. Okay. So that is all about the IAM role. Now let me dismiss. Okay. Now we are able to see it, right? So left side, the name, function name. and we are able to see template diagram, both it is available. Okay, download option. Okay, any if you wanted to download the code also it is available. If you wanted to delete, okay, if you wanted to deploy it, anything, everything it is available, right? And if we come down below, so you will get a recently this is updated. Okay, you can open with your Visual Studio, or if you wanted to upload it from zip file, Amazon S3 location, you can able to do it. And so here there is a versions, main thing it is available, alias and configurations. So in the configuration, the timeout it is showing 0 second, right? So at least you need to keep it 20 second. Right. I'll make keep it 1 minute. Okay, because it is required to run your Lambda function. Okay, that is the one changes you can do it. And the monitor, using the CloudWatch, this is going to be again it will monitor it. Okay, any resources you are creating in AWS, now there is a by default monitoring tool. So here different tools names will be there, depend on the your Lambda. So here it will shows total concurrent executions, recursive, and async events. Okay, these are all related to again Lambda. And let me go to test. Okay, if you wanted to test it, just test it. Okay, now I'll just go to that code part. So I'm already written the code. Okay, I'm already having it. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just remove this Lambda function code. Okay, so what I am trying to do here, I am trying to create the EC2 machine, right? Okay, so I'm going to use Boto 3. So using the Boto 3, we can able to create it. And I'm going to create the EC2 with the region called US East 1. So here is a AMI. Okay. So let's go to that, go back to here. What is the image? 615, right? Let's use it Ubuntu. What is the image? So let's use it, the latest one. I think that is a very old one. Let's copy and let's keep it here. Okay, you need to change the as per your uh, company standard image name. Remaining, you already know it, instance type, and what is the key pair name. What is the key pair name we are using? Just go back to key pairs and to the app, right? This is a key pair. Let's go to here, change it, and the security group also you need. So these are the mandatory to create it. Okay. So without this, you cannot create it. So while doing the automation, also same thing. Okay. So you should be use these are all the resources. Okay. That is why first you should know how to create the resources from the console. Let me take submit. Let's go to okay, design. Okay, remaining things I'll keep it as default. The status code should come 200. If it is 200 means it is success. So now let me deploy it and let's test it. Maximize it. Let's test it. So what is it showing? The status code, the instance name we have received it is launched. Let me go back to EC2 console. Are we able to see any of the VM? See, from Lambda, we have created a EC2 machine. Okay, if
Yes,
anybody
sir.
asking, did you do any automation kind of things using the Lambda? Yes, I know it. You are not coming from the background of development. Okay, but automation as an infrastructure engineer, so this is a manual steps we are creating, right? Creating the ECT. So how to automate it using Lambda? So you need to tell at least three stories. I mean, three automation use cases. These are all things I have done it. Okay. Now this is a one use cases, right? Now let me go back to here. Okay. So why I am telling these are all the use cases, because this is a live scenarios. So one more thing. So there is a many volumes are there. Okay, like a thousands of volumes. I wanted to take the snapshot of this machine. Okay. So there is a two-way. Okay. Just download all the volumes attached to your in the script itself only. Okay. Then you can do it. That is a one way. Okay. Now in this case, I'm just copying volume ID because I wanted to take the snapshot, right? So let's copy this volume ID. Let me see that is there any snapshot or there? Okay, there is no snapshot. Now what I will do? I'll go back to here. I'll just change the code here. So this is a simple code. It is available in the official documentation. You can use it. Okay. No need to take too much headache because this is already in place in the both of the documentation. Now I'm just changing here volume. So for example, there is only one volume, right? If there is 100, what you are going to do, you need to download it and you should remove this one. You need to attach the CSV file. Okay, the path you need to mention it. That's it. Now there's only one volume. Okay, I'm going to just show it to you. Let's deploy it. Okay, let's test it. Okay, so this is going. Okay, let me go back to here. Let me refresh it. Are you able to see it? The snapshot is
Yes.
created, right? This is a one use cases. Okay. Again, for example, I have a AMI. Okay. Here is my EC2 machine, right? I wanted to create the AMI backup from this EC2 machine. So we have done it earlier manually, right? We are going to action and we are image and what is it? Okay. So create image, right? Image and template. This action is available when the instance is running. Okay, as of now it is on, that's fine. So we are just creating the images manually, right? So why we should do it? Each EC2 machine, right? So we are going to just create the images and we are adding all those things, right? This is manual step, right? How to do it from the Lambda or automation. Same thing here. I have already written the code. That this is a simple code, not more than 10 lines also. So I'm just changing the instance name here because I want this instance ID. Then again, sir, I have a hundreds VMs. How do we take it? Okay, this is a one way. Other way is native tool called AWS Backup. That is also you can able to use it. Now I'm showing it in the Lambda only how to take the AMI. Okay, let's deploy it and let's go back to AMI section and see private images, nothing, right? Let's test it. So here only it will shows the AMI ID, right? F14. Just refresh it. See, are you able to see it? Okay. So this is how we can able to do it. Okay. I told you there is a one more backup tool, right? So under that, there is a lifecycle manager. Okay. This is a simple one. Okay. So if you wanted to create the any backup, then use it. So if you want any volume wise or instance wise or you can just target it only for the tagging. Using the tagging also, you can just create it. You can mention the policy name and just add the tags and make it next. Okay. So this is very simple to create the daily backups. Okay. That you can decide it your later. Okay. If you are selecting volume, I'll just make it volume only and I'll go to that next. So it will ask for the name. Just mention name. Okay. I'm going to mention it my lambda because my lambda I wanted to be created. Okay. Go to next. 45 taxes. Or let's use it instance. Oh, okay. So name and my lambda and add it. Okay. Then you can try to do it. Okay. There is a scheduler. Okay. Whenever you want, you can schedule it and make a review. For example, you want any kind of a what, uh, the how many days you if you wanted to keep it like a 1 day or so as per company standard 30 days should be there. Just make it next and review the policy. Okay, and create the policy. So once you create it, this is going to be every day. This is going to be create your AMI. This is simple one. So here also you can able to do it. Most of the times automation why you are using. For example, I wanted to need hundreds volumes backup. How you are going to do it? That is the reason your Lambda come into the picture. Okay. So this is for the schedules backup. I can say it for the volume and instance. So this is all the information about the Lambda. Any questions till now?
No, sir.
Yeah. So I was talking about the uh, code, right? Okay. So you are not sure that what is this import command it will do, right? So imports the Boto3 library from the AWS SDK for Python. Okay. So this is going to be import or it will say that it will download. Okay. It lets Python interact with the AWS services. Okay. This import Boto3. So whenever the library it is importing, it will be interacting with all the services from the AWS. Okay, that is a one. And second one is import date and time. Obviously, you know, right? So Python, it is going to be built in date and time module. So useful for the adding timestamps for the AMI names or logs. That is the reason we're going to use it. So most of the times, these are all I'm going to use it. Def, right? And lambda underscore handler, event, context. So these are all what? So this is the entry point for the Lambda function. AWS automatically passes the events, triggers the data, and context runtime the information when the function runs. The next one is, so obviously we know, so this is going to be creates a EC2 machine. Okay, this is a client object using the Boto3. And you can now call the EC2 API functions like a run instance. Okay. So if you wanted to create a instance, you need to mention it as a run instance. If you wanted to create an image, create underscore images. And you need to mention the a region. This is very important. Which region you are going to create it. So again, where it is available, just go to the AWS, just type it, Boto3 documentation. This is the official page from the AWS only they have given it. Okay. So this one, maybe you can add it if you are interested to learn it, you learn it. Okay. So that is all about Lambda. Let's move on to CloudFormation. Any doubts related to these three live use cases are what I explained it?
No, sir.
Now let's move on to the CloudFormation. So what is AWS CloudFormation? So CloudFormation is the AWS infrastructure as a code services. Okay, that means we can call it as a IaaC. IaaC means infrastructure as a code. Most of the people they will call it as IaaC. So you are going to describe your entire AWS infrastructure in the text template that can be JSON or the YAML format. And CloudFormation automatically creates, updates, and delete the resources in the right order repeatedly and safely. Repeatably and safely. So you can create it all the resource. Till now, what we have done it, same thing, right? So we have created manually from the user interface using the Lambda, everywhere we have done it. Okay, why it is required IaaC tool AWS CloudFormation? So for example, I have created a multiple resources, right? Okay. If you wanted to delete it, each resources I need to go and I need to delete it, right? But if you are creating this cloud formation, so there is a stack it is going to be created. Under that, many resources available. Using that, one time we can delete it entire thing. That is why cloud formation going to be used, and it is a native tool. Okay, native tool of your AWS. So if you're able to see it, manually click ops. That means click through AWS console each time. So prone to the human errors, inconsistency, hard to reproduce across the environment, no version history or rollback, slow to scale or replicate the stacks. So this is a manual change, manual tough, right? If you are moving to CloudFormation, you declare the infra in the YAML format once, consistent consistent, reproducible deployments, deploy the identical stacks to the any region, git versioned, peer-reviewed changes, instance rollback on of any failure. So this is the main advantages from the CloudFormation. And main core concept here, template we already know that can be a JSON YAML or the JSON text file. This is going to be described all the AWS resources. What are the resources you wanted to create it? And change set. So a preview of what changes will happen to your stacks before applying them, like a dry run, you can able to do it. So what is the changes it will happen? We'll get to know if you're using a change set. Stack set, deploy the same CloudFormation stack across AWS accounts and regions. So if you're using one region, the same stack set, you can able to use it in different regions, different account also. It kind of a reusable. Stack, a collection of AWS resources created and managed together from the single template. Using that, you are going to manage it entire things. Drift, when resources in the stacks have been manually changed outside CloudFormation, drift detection finds this mismatch. So drift is very important here. For example, if you have created the any resources from the CloudFormation and you done it in manually, that means, for example, you have changed the EC2 instance type. Okay, then drift automatically it will say that this is the issue with the CloudFormation. You need to revert back it. Nested stack, a CloudFormation stack that a called from the within another template. So we can say that A to B. Okay, you need to call it right. Then nested stack, it is very important. So used to break the large template into reusable models. So these are all the core concepts. So how CloudFormation it works? You are going to write the code, the template, and you are going to upload it, your S3 or CLI or locally, that is fine, and create the stacks. And this is going to be provision the resource and stack will be ready. This is what we are going to, I'm going to show it to you. So stacks and stacks. So there is a little bit difference stack and stack set. I told you earlier, if you want multiple regions, you can go for the stack set. Okay, if you wanted to create only resource within the single region, you can able to use it. Okay, a stack set represents one deployment of template. Each stack has its own life cycle. Create, update, delete, and deploy the same template across the multiple accounts and regions from the single operation. Okay, that is the difference between stack and stack sets. So real world use cases, environment replication, disaster recovery, multi-account governance, CI/CD pipeline integration. And CloudFormation for the best practices, always preview the changes sets, use nested stacks, never hardcode your secrets. Secret means your usernames and password others. Version control templates, add stack policies, enable the production termination. If somebody they wanted to do some changes, right? Unfortunately, they are deleted. If they wanted to delete it, this termination it will come into the picture saying that oh, this is a prote- protected, so you need to unprotect and you need to delete it. That is what this cloud formation it will say. The present slide, what is the difference between the cloud formation, CDK, Terraform? So cloud formation, we have seen it, right? No, I'm going to show it to you. CDK using the the Python we are going to use it as a CDK, right? So using the CDK and Terraform. What is this three difference? Using the cloud formation, okay, pros and cons, both also it is available. So if you're talking about pros, this is a AWS native services, okay, and this is for the you are going to write the infra in the Python or TypeScript any Java. Terraform works with multi cloud providers. It can be AWS, Azure, GCP. Free to use, and this is going to be generates the cloud formation under the hood, large community and module library, no agent or state files needed, reusable construct and abstraction. This is going to be used declarative SQL language, tight integration with the AWS console, ID, autocomplete and type safety, and state management and workshop. So this is the pros from the cloud formation, CDK and Terraform. So, and the cons. So you need to write a YAML JSON verbose for the long stacks, AWS only, no multi-cloud support. This is for the learning curve for the non-developers, still AWS only. Requires state file management, not AWS native, slightly lag on the new services. Okay, so which is the one best for you? If you are able to see this slide, we can go for CloudFormation or AWS CDK or Terraform. Charit, which is the one you are going to suggest here?
Sir, I suggest AWS Studio.
Okay, so AWS CDK, it is good. Okay, that is fine, but you need to write a code. Okay, so you need to think about always these all three are infrastructure as a code, right?
Yes, sir.
For example, in the future, your company right now they are going to use it AWS, that's fine. In the future, they maybe go to Azure, GCP, and many cloud providers are there. Okay. Then what is the one, which is the one you are going to select it? Obviously, you need to select Terraform, right? And here, if you're able to see it, you need to learn AML JSON also. But here, you need to learn HCL languages. So each tool you are going to learn the code. Okay. You need to decide it which is the one suits for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because so if you are learning camel JSON, it takes time. Okay, again CDK also it will again you need Python. But if you go to Terraform, what is the advantages? So you don't want to learn the code. Okay. So whatever there is already there in the official documentation in the Terraform, how to use it. That is what you should know. That's it. Okay. No need to learn end to end other language, HCL languages. You need to just use the official documentation what they are given it.
Yes,
That is
sir.
the difference. So most of the people, if they need multi-cloud, they will go for Terraform. If they
Terraform.
want only for cloud formation, they wanted to use it, then go for the cloud formation. Okay. So that is all about the cloud formation. And let's move on to cloud formation topic answer. So I can just type it cloud formation. Open it in the new page. So left side, are you able to see it? There is a stack refactor, stack set, export, infrastructure composer, and IAC generator, hooks. Okay, these are all the services inside your cloud formation. Okay, and there is a public extension, activated extension, publisher. Okay, many things are there here. Okay, so we are going to talk about stacks. Okay, so let's create the stacks. So right now, what we have done it till now, uh, we have created the infrastructure using console, right? Okay, like a VPC, like IAM roles, Lambda, EC2, everything we have done it from the graphical user interface, right? Now we wanted to do it from the manual and not manually from the code. Okay, so here while creating, we will see that pre-request for the prepare the template. So choose the existing template. So if you are already written the code, okay, you can select the template resource. It is locally or it is in Git or it is in the S3 bucket. Okay. Now I'm not going to select anything. Okay. I'm going to select it build from the infrastructure composer. Okay. This is a visual. It is going to be shows how your infrastructure looks like. Okay. Now I'll just open this create infrastructure using the composer. So here there is a two things, right? Canvas and template. So if you wanted to create a resource, okay, no need to write a code. Okay, just type it EC2. If you wanted to create any of the resource, okay, go to here EC2 instance, right? Just drag and drop it. Okay, this is a uh, using the user interface. Okay, so this is for me. It is kind of a easy, but we wanted to first we should know how to write a JSON file and how to create it. Later you can able to use it. So first you should know how you are going to do it, right? Manually. Then you can do it as per here. Okay, now what I will do, I'll just let me revert back. So I'm not going to use it canvas, I'm going to use it template. So here is a template. So what I will do, I have a JSON file. Okay. So here I have added the JSON file. Okay. So now what I am trying to do, I am trying to create the VPC. I am trying to create the internet gateway and I am going to attach to my VPC. I am going to create the public subnet and routing table and routes. I am going to attach it table subnet route table. I am going to attach it. I need to get the output. Okay. So this is already we have done it right manually, right? So using the code, how to do it? Okay. So let's use it. Okay. So now you can able to see it everything graphically, right? So what are the thing we are going to create it. So now I'll just make it validate. It will just valid or not. Then create a template. Create and continue with the cloud formation. Just click it. So the template it is created and we wanted to do just go for the next. So you can just type it VPC. Next. Okay. So if you want, you can give it the default whatever you are selecting here to get the access. Go to next and submit. So password resource. Okay, let's go back to let's try to create it. Yeah. So now our if you go back to CloudFormation, go to stacks. Are you able to see it? The stacks it is already started. We can go inside here and here is all the details it is available. We can see it the latest what are the things it is going to be created and resource what are the resource it is creating. See, are you able to see it here? My UPC created internet gateway, subnet, routable. It is in progress. Okay. The output we have mentioned two things, right? Subnet ID and VPC ID. We are able to see it. So parameter template. So whatever we have created that template, it is available here. Okay. You can just open it in the composer and you can able to see it. That is also possible. And change set also you can create it. Okay. So as of now, we have created the stacks and all the resource you can validate it. Let's go to VPC. Under that, I have my own VPC, right? Where is the tag? Yeah. So this is the our VPC, right? Subnet also you can just filter it here. Okay. Otherwise, what you can do? 30, right? Select it and subnet. We can able to see it. So this is a subnet we have created, route table, okay, and internet gateway. So everything we have created using the CloudFormation template. And this is our stacks. For example, if I delete this one, okay, what it will happen? If you delete it, entire your VPC it is going to be deleted. Okay, no need to delete it one by one. This is going to be deleted entire thing. All resources included. Okay, whatever we are seeing it right here, is all the resource it is. So manually doing it, it is tough, right? You need to go to each and you need to select and you need to delete it, right? Okay, that is the reason stacks we are going to create it. And here again, I told you composer you can able to use it. So if you wanted to update any of the things, then yes, that is also possible. Okay, so that is all about the stacks and composer. And if you wanted to create a using the IX generator also you can able to do it. Okay. So for example, if you wanted to scan specific resources, okay, that is also the new features. These are all it is added already. fine. Then what I want to do, I wanted to, okay, create a EC2 machine, right? So how to create a VPC? Now what I will do, same thing. I'll just create a stacks, build it, create a composer, again template, refresh it, validate it. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to create it. Okay. So here the parameter it will ask for the your key pair name, EPC ID, subnet. Okay. These three things we need to put the input. Okay. And resource I'm going to create the security group. Okay. The port number 2280 should be allowed. And I'm creating a EC2 machine. Let's change the AMI, right? I'm not sure which is the one it is selecting. Let's change it as per our the latest one. Let's copy this one. Okay. Let's validate and create. Just go to next. EC2. So are you able to see it, the parameter? So these are all, you can select it manually. Okay. Let's go back to here. Let's select VPC. Submit. This will take automatically. So if there is any error, okay, under in the resource it will shows. Okay, it is trying to create the security group and creating the EC2. Yeah, it is created. You can just click it here. Automatically, it will go to that AWS EC2 console. Are you able to see it? There is already EC2 machine. It is created, and security group also. You can just open it and refresh it. And
Yes.
output you can able to see the public IP. Okay. So this is a second scenario. And the final scenario is S3 bucket. Okay. So right now, let's go to S3 bucket. How many buckets are there? Let me verify it. So again, to learn this JSON format or AML, you need to learn it. Okay. That is the reason we will go to the next topic, Terraform. Now, if I want still, if I wanted to use it, your own CloudFormation, you need to learn it. There is no way. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm trying to create the S3 bucket. As of now, these are all the buckets are there. I'll go to create a stacks, build from here. I'll just upload the code. I'll just template and validate it. Create the template. So some of the companies, they wanted to learn CloudFormation itself only. Okay. So there is no chance, try to learn it. Depends on how the companies are, they're using their tools. Okay, let's verify it here, resource. See, the bucket has been created. Just go to S3 bucket. This is the bucket name. Okay. So this is how we can able to create the resources using the CloudFormation. right? So these are all AWS services till now we talk about today. So I'll give that 2 days time anyway. Saturday, Sunday, you'll have a time. I'll move on to Terraform on Monday. Is it fine? Or you want me to start the Terraform today itself only?
No, sir, we'll start from Monday.
Yeah, let's start from topic. Okay. So that is all about the AWS topics. Most of the services I covered it. Okay. As a to become the cloud engineer. Okay. And we are moving to next is DevOps topics on Monday. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, let's wind up the session.
No, sir, no doubts for now. I'll let you know if I'm having anything by
Yeah,
Monday.
sure. I'll share the notes with you today. I just go through it, all the topics. Chalo, bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Sharita, I will share it today.
Okay, sir, thank you.